student?
Yes.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying CA, but Chartered Accountant.
Chartered account. I like this. And how long have you been chanting? 1 year. Less than 1 year. You? 2 years. You? 6 years. You? Loud, you're a powerful person.
6 years.
6 years, no time. Ramacharji ji, how long have you been chanting?
8 years.
8 years. Ataji? 8 years. 6 years. Ten years.
10 years.
10 years. If I just turn my head, I make a funny sound. You? How long have you been chanting? 17 years. How old are you? Okay. How old were you when you started chanting? Simple mathematics. Okay. Why do you continue after so long?
They inspire me, and I see so many seniors of devotees who inspire me.
So it's the devotees that inspire you to chant. Okay, thank you. If I were to ask you what the basic message of Prabhupada and the Krishna consciousness movement to the world, what would you say the basic message is? Raise your hands though. You raised your hands so quickly. Chant and be happy. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Nice, both nice. Anyone else have any? Yes? To serve Krishna. Maybe I would guess that the microphone is too loud, that it's making those noises. Prabhu, what do you think the basic message of the Krishna consciousness movement is? To love and serve Krishna. What do you think? Chant and be happy. I'm looking for someone hiding in the back. Yeah. What do you think the basic message of the Krishna consciousness movement is? Yeah, yes, in the back. No, you? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Chant. Chant what? Hare Krishna. Yeah. And where's that music coming from? Outside? Okay. One point. Yes, you are very eager.
What is the basic purpose of Krishna consciousness?
Say that again, please.
Yeah, to develop the Krishna Prem in the living entity.
To attain Krishna Prema, love for Krishna. Yeah. All these answers are actually so nice. I was thinking something a little different, but all your answers I think were better than what I was thinking. I was thinking that the basic message of the Krishna consciousness movement to the world is that human life is very rare, and we should use it in a responsible way, and not just in an animal way of just eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Because the gift of human life is great intelligence. So with that intelligence, we should try to understand what the purpose of life is, and who I am, and why did I take my birth in this family, and where will I take my next birth? Questions like that. That's what I was thinking. But your answers were very good, and also directed towards the devotee audience who we sit amongst. But I was thinking, in general, when we speak to people who don't know anything about Krishna consciousness, we want them to be responsible about their human life. And Prabhupada often spoke in that way. And of course, we chant Hare Krishna, and chanting Krishna's names, it purifies the heart so that we can understand the philosophy, so that we can use our life towards its greatest end, which of course, as some of the devotees mentioned, is to develop love for Krishna. So we chant Hare Krishna. This is the Hare Krishna movement, and chanting Hare Krishna has so many wonderful results. But there's one purport of Srila Prabhupada's in the 8th chapter of the first canto, Janmaishwarya Shruta Shibya, is the verse where he explains that there's a quality of the chanting, and depending upon the quality in which we chant, different results will come. Very important that we chant with quality. Sometimes we increase the quantity, which is also wonderful, but we should not neglect the quality of the chanting. Prabhupada once said that the chanting is like a baby crying for mother with such intensity. How many of you were babies at one point? I also was. I probably cried a lot. We cry when we want something. So when a chanting is a calling out to Krishna, and Prabhupada defined the meaning of the mantra on several times, that, O Lord Krishna, O energy of the Lord, O Srimati Radharani, please accept me as your servant. Please allow me to serve you. Please, a calling out, please allow me to serve you. Please allow me to be situated in your service. So it was a very simple definition, and there are many, many definitions of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But that one is very simple, but very deep and very powerful also. It's a calling out from me, ideally, from the soul, to be Krishna's servant, to act in Krishna's service, instead of acting in a selfish way, trying to be happy in the millions of ways that we imagine that things that will make us happy, but making the great attempt to serve Krishna and be happy in Krishna's service. Because that mamai vangso jiva loke jiva bhutasana, this is who we are. We're actually Krishna's servant. So one step in this direction, to be calling out with great sincerity, "Oh Krishna, oh Sri Radha, please allow me to serve you. I've tried for so many lifetimes, and in this life, to be happy in so many different ways, trying to be comfortable in my body, trying to be peaceful in my mind, but nothing truly satisfies me. Now, O Lord, O energy of the Lord, please allow me to serve you. Yesterday we heard Prabhupada speaking to some devotees very early in the Hare Krishna movement in 1968. And Prabhupada was speaking about how to focus the mind while we chant, and how to chant with sincerity. And what he said, was anyone here yesterday? Raise your hand if you were here yesterday. Not so many. Do you remember what he said? Anyone remember? Do you remember? What? Oh, maybe for this we need the microphone for sure. So important.
So Prabhupada mentioned that life is very short and we have so many, the memory is also short and diseases are there. So therefore the classic yoga...
Life is short.
Yeah.
And not only that, so many diseases, everyone's disturbed in one way or another.
And therefore the classic yoga system cannot be implemented properly. And
therefore the classic yoga system is difficult to perform.
And the best way is to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
The chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the best way to get the proper result. And then what did he say on how to chant?
He said that we should constantly be in a prayerful mood.
Constantly be in a prayerful mood.
Yeah. That by my alone strength it's not possible. And
I'm trying. Like a baby tries to walk.
Yes.
And maybe falls down 100 times.
Yes.
Keep going. You're doing wonderfully.
And I mean, that's all I could recall. That
I'm trying. I'm failing. I'm trying to chant properly. Excuse me. I know that I should be chanting like a baby calling for mother. I know I should be focused in my chanting. And I'm trying, but I'm failing. I'm failing. And it's a calling out, begging for mercy, begging Krishna to be merciful to us, remembering that Krishna is a person, Krishna is the same as his name, and begging him with a great need, begging him to be merciful. Now, as a step towards that, yesterday, and in a book that we've written, just following what Prabhupada said, we recommend trying to hear as we're chanting. Trying to hear, touching the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with our consciousness. By hearing, we speak and we hear, and that way we touch Krishna, who is no different from his holy name, with our consciousness. We try to do that by the simple process of chanting and hearing. And because in Kali Yuga everyone's minds are so disturbed, we try to keep it very simple. This is what we were explaining yesterday. And instead of trying to be the perfect chanter who chants every mantra and hears every mantra 16 rounds, 128 rounds, 356 rounds or whatever. Instead of trying to be like that, which is of course exalted and most wonderful, but the saying is that every journey begins with a first step. So what we tried to do is just hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare. That's what we were recommending. That's not the end, but that's such a wonderful beginning for good chanting. Try to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names by hearing one Hare Krishna mantra completely, allowing the consciousness to very gently touch your chanting. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, the first Hare, you're very fortunate. So we try to make that our goal. So what I'd like to do right now is have a short session of everyone trying to chant. and hear and be with Krishna in the form of his holy names, and maybe just somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. And just keep, this is the goal. If I can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, this is wonderful. And sometimes I'm surprised at how difficult this simple thing is to hear one mantra. So if your mind tends to wander, and this is the nature of the material mind, manas tansilamastiram, Krishna says, the mind tends to be unsteady, astiram, tansilam, flickering. So if your mind wanders, don't worry, don't feel bad. It's natural that the mind wanders, and this is Kali Yuga. Just bring it back to the simple goal of trying to be with Krishna in the form of his holy name by hearing one Hare Krishna mantra. So the first thing we ask the devotees to do in this regard is to turn off their mobile phones, because they are the great, great distraction. And we could speak a lot about the nature of the mind and how it can imagine something that's completely unimportant. It can imagine that it's so important for one moment, something that's insignificant. The mind can make it believe, make us feel like this is the only important thing in existence. And then in 1 second it can completely change. So we try to make a very determined vow at the beginning of our chanting session of any time. In fact, any time we sit down to chant, when we're in a serious mood about chanting, we make a sankalpa, a determination. For these 15 minutes, for these 10 minutes, however long we're going to chant, for this 20 minutes, whatever it is, I have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. It's such an interesting way to think about chanting. This is time that is simply dedicated to being with Krishna. And if we desire to be with Krishna, Krishna is already desiring to be with us. But if we strongly are determined to be with Krishna in this way, Krishna will help us. So we should try our best. So this is the goal. We try in the beginning to make a sankalpa, a determination, try to understand what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting down, I'm chanting, I'm trying to hear one Hare Krishna mantra. And then we pray to our Guru, to Srila Prabhupada, to the Vaishnavas, to RadhaRasbihari, to Gaunitai, the Panchatattva. Wherever we have a strong relationship, we pray for some strength and help. And then we begin chanting. What's so important is that we start to chant consciously, because there's such a tendency. How many of you chant rounds every day? Yeah, so that's I also do. So things that we do every day. Do you chant every day? Little one, do you chant every day? Yes? What is your name? What is your name? Sam. I've heard of you. Sam. This way. Hare Krishna. Okay. Betty. So, anything that we do every day, we tend to do it unconsciously, tending in that way, without thinking of what we're doing or why we're doing it. So in this case, what we're chanting, we don't want to become Krishna unconscious. We're already Krishna unconscious. The great movement in this world is the Krishna unconsciousness movement. But Prabhupada wanted to change that and make it a Krishna consciousness movement so everyone would be alive in their relationship with Krishna. Krishna Bhakti Rasita Bhavato Mati. And in the pastime of Ajamil, when he called out to Krishna, Yatatas Vishyamati, that when he called out, even though he was calling out Narayana, calling his son, Krishna's attention went to him. Oh, my devotee is calling out for me. It's my name, Narayan. So let us be conscious that Krishna is a person, and let us chant his names and try to hear one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What do you think of this plan? You were the first person I spoke to. Is it okay? You try your best? You'll try your best, Mataji? You'll try your best? Sam, you'll try? Chant a little bit, please. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so the first step was we asked everyone to turn off their mobile phones if they haven't done so. Second step was to make a determination, a sankalpa, for these 15 minutes. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm making it my goal to be with Krishna just for this 20 minutes. I have nothing else to do except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. So it's a determination. Be determined. And if the mind wanders, just bring it back. Try again. And then pray for help and then begin. Okay? You try and I will also try. Hare Krishna. I'm going to set this for 20 minutes. Is that okay? Is that too long? Or is it okay? What do you think? Is it okay? Okay. 20 minutes just began. Okay. So remember, the first thing was to make a sankalpa, decide if you want to try your best to be with Krishna. Second, pray for help. And then third, begin chanting. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you're so fortunate. So try your best. And every once in a while you're chanting, I'll remind you to focus or refocus and try your best. Okay, Hare Krishna. Try your best. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh Krishna, for so many lifetimes I've turned my back on you. Now, please allow me to serve you. Please accept me as your servant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Please try your best to focus on one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. Try your best. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. It's such a rare opportunity we have right now because we have nothing else to do. Nothing else to do except to try our best to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you're very fortunate, beginning with Hare. Try your best. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Consciously try to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names by hearing. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, you're very fortunate. Hare Krishna. Please try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, you're so fortunate. Try your best. Krishna Krishna. You have nothing else to do now except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. Nothing else to do now except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, You're so fortunate. Please focus. Try your best. Please try your best. If you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare, you're so fortunate. Focus. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We just chanted for 20 minutes. Okay, now just find 3 or 4 or 5 people to speak to. Just turn around or see who's next to you and just speak about how your chanting was at that time and what worked very well for you and what was difficult for you. Why don't you do that? No? In a group. In a group. Just find 4, 5, 6 people to speak to. Doesn't have to be people you know even. But it's helpful if they speak the same language as you. And just discuss how your chanting was, what worked for you, what was difficult for you, what you could do to improve. Just discuss. Find someone to speak to. Mataji, find someone to speak to. Okay, Hare Krishna. Now, what we're going to do is have a little bit of a shorter Jappa session, but with the same point, same points. That just try to refocus, because now we were just speaking, and even though we were speaking about chanting Krishna's name, still you have to start at the beginning and remember what you're trying to do right now. If we're going to try to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names and hearing the holy names of Krishna and trying to touch Krishna with our consciousness by hearing and chanting. And then let's see how Krishna reciprocates with our attempt. That part is up to him, but we should try. So first, make your sankalpa. Decide what you want to do during these 12 minutes. If you would like to be with Krishna, then try your best to hear the holy names of Krishna. Make your sankalpa, then pray for help. The deities, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Vaisnavas, the dust of Vrindavan, the dust of Sridham Mayapur, sunset. Pray sincerely for help. And then just begin to chant. Okay? So please try your best. And even though this is a short session, I'll remind you to try your best. Such a rare time we have. We have nothing else to do. Our time here has a specific purpose, to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names by chanting and hearing. Okay? Okay, so begin with the sankalpa, becoming conscious of what you're trying to do during this period, and praying, and then begin to chant. Thank you. If your mind wanders, don't worry, it's natural. Just bring it back to the simple goal of trying to be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, you're so fortunate. Try your best. If your mind wanders, just refocus it on the simple goal of hearing one Hare Krishna mantra beginning with Hare. Be fortunate. Please focus. Please take advantage of this rare time we are together. We have nothing else to do except be with Krishna in the form of His holy name. Try your best. For now, offer your tongue, your ear, and your mind to Krishna by chanting with focus and concentration. Try your best. Please try your best. Okay, Hare Krishna. Now, please listen to what Srila Prabhupada says here. I think we can turn the lights down a bit. And I think you'll find what he says very interesting. If we can turn the lights down. Yes, there's an action man over there. Thank you. You know which one to play? I don't know who's... Yesterday we heard one, here's the second one. Prabhupada's words. Please listen and read. Allahabad. But actually I think it may be in Gorakhpur, actually. Just press the space bar and it will begin.
It is the super excellence of chanting the holy name of Krishna or God.
Maybe a little louder.
Here it is said that such description or prescription for performing ritualistic ceremonies, they
Okay,
are
wait.
not
Pause.
sufficient for a man.
Now, is that... My voice is very loud and somehow this isn't loud. Why is that? Maybe we can... Huh? Okay. Why don't we start again?
But if one chant this is the super excellence of chanting the holy name of Krishna or God. Here it is said that such description or prescription or performing ritualistic ceremonies, they are not sufficient to purify a man. But if one chants the holy name of God, Hare Krishna mantra, Jatha Hare Nama Padai, Dudhavitai, Padai, once only, Krishna, Rama, Narayana, so Hare Nama, not other name, only Hare Nama. Jatha Hare Nama Padai Udaritai, simply once chanting. Uttama Sloka Gunopalambakam. The purification of chanting Hare Nama means as soon as you chant the holy name of Krishna, immediately you will see the form of Krishna. You will realize the qualities of Krishna. You will immediately remember the pastimes of Krishna. That is pure chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. That is commented by Srila Jiva Goswami that a pure devotee who chants Hare Krishna mantra, immediately all this Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, Parikar, Vaishishta. Simply by chanting name, you will feel the form of Krishna. Here is Krishna. Nama, Rupa, Guna, here are the qualities. Oh, Krishna is so qualified, he is so kind, he is so magnanimous, so many qualities you will remember. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, then his pastime. Krishna instructed Arjuna. Krishna played with his cowherd voice. Krishna had very nice talks with the gopis, with his mother, Jasa. These things will be remembered. That is actual perfection of chanting. Then Ajamin in his previous life, although he became fallen in later age, but he was a brahmachari, he was being trained by his father, and he knew the pastimes he formed the name of Narayana. But by bad association, for the time being, he forgot. But as soon as he chanted the name of Narayana, he remembered all this. Oh, therefore he was saved. Try to understand this. One should know the offenseless chanting means remembering the form. Therefore Mayavadi, those who are impersonalists, they cannot think of the form of the Lord, neither of the pastimes. They do not believe in the pastimes of the Lord. They think these pastimes means it is Maya. Krishna's transcendental pastime, they think it is Maya. Krishna's form, it is Maya, because they are impersonalists. Therefore Krishna says that Janma Karma Vidibham. The rascals, they cannot understand what are the activities, pastimes of Krishna. They think it is Maya. But they are Dibbam, transcendent, not of this material need. Krishna Lila is not of material need. Janma karma mein dibbam. Jo janati tattva. Anyone who knows factually, in truth, he only is immediately liberated. Just try to tally. Here it is said that Narayana simply by chanting this holy name, if immediately you remember what is the nature of the form of Krishna, what is the nature of his pastime, what is the nature of entrance, then you immediately become liberated. That is confirmed in the Bhagavad-gita. Janma karma me digbam, jo janati tattva, tatta deham punarjanma noiti, mameti tantra. Therefore, chanting is so easy and sublime. One chanting Hare Krishna mantra, if he is offenseless, he will always remember Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's entourage. The whole thing will be remembered, and that will make him liberated. The offenseless chanting means liberation. We should therefore very much careful not to commit offenses. Then we remain always. So long you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you remain liberated.
What do you remember from what Prabhupada said? Raise your hand. If you remember anything from what Prabhupada said, please raise your hand. Yes, Mataji, you raise your hand first. Yeah.
I remember that he says that whenever you remember or whenever you chant name of Krishna, you should remember his pastimes. You should be able to visualize and go through in your mind what Krishna was, how he was playing with his friends, with the cows in a village, with her mother, how he was doing Ras Leelas with gopis. All these pastimes have to be in your mind so that you can connect with Krishna easily.
Yes, but he said that this will, not that you put these in your mind, but naturally, if you chant purely, without offenses, if you chant properly, purely, then these things will come to your mind. Rather than that you have to, while you're chanting, force them into your mind. That naturally, because you're chanting the name of someone. Krishna's a person. So by saying his name, naturally, knowing he's a person, we remember that person. Remember what he looks like, remember his qualities, and we remember the different activities he performs. Thank you, Mataji. You are listening.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else who would like to say? Yes. You raised your hand, but loudly.
Here Prabhupada mentions as you chant, the form of the Lord appears in front of you.
Yes.
And his pastimes, his
Everything will appear. This is pure chanting. If if we desire to be with Krishna, already desires to be with us. If we chant with a great desire, we will be with Krishna fully. He will come. Thank you. Anyone else remember something? Yes?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Jiva Goswami's verse, Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet graham indriya sevon mukhe jivado swayam eva spuratyata. So here they said that if we're offenselessly chanting the holy names attentively, then the Lord from inside, where we can, Lord's forms, pastimes will be revealed to us from within. So that's... So if we are chanting and somehow, like, if we are still not able to, those pastimes and forms are not revealed to us, it means that we are not chanting offenselessly, or we are not chanting attentively.
And also, but it's not that we are so terrible. It's that perhaps Krishna wants us to increase our desire to be with Him. So sometimes devotees ask, I've been chanting, but I don't feel see Krishna's pastimes. So do you want to see Krishna's pastimes? And if the answer is yes, well, that's a wonderful thing, because you're desiring to see Krishna's pastimes, you're desiring to hear Krishna's qualities. And then you ask the question, well, do I feel very qualified to be on that stage? No, but yet I have this desire. So that's wonderful, actually. Humility, thinking I'm not qualified, but yet I have this desire, and the stronger the desire that comes, and the more humility we feel, that's a very powerful combination. It is like, why does the baby cry in such a way? Are there any babies, if we can make them cry a little bit so we can hear the power of their sound? Did you used to cry when you were a baby? You were good at it? Yes. Every baby knows how to do that. Why? Why can babies cry with such power? If there was a baby crying in here, everyone's attention would go to that baby. But especially the mother's attention would go to the baby. Why? Why does the baby's cry have so much power? Did you ever wonder about that? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, baby crying is generally like, it's purely crying, honestly, innocent way, without any, gentle, it's like a honest way. So, that attract the mother.
What do you mean by honestly crying?
Honestly, genuine.
Genuine, yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Expand that a little bit. I think you're correct, but what do you mean? So we all understand clearly.
Genuine means like it's not showing. It's out of natural. Naturally is coming.
Yes. Okay. I think you're right. Completely right. I'll try to explain it. You can tell me if I've understood what you're saying. That the baby. Did you want to say? Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The baby perhaps inherently deep in his consciousness knows that he has no qualification, completely powerless and helpless.
He's completely powerless and helpless.
And therefore he cries out and
he wants something very much.
Absolutely. Yes.
But he's helpless.
Yes.
So therefore, And it is so powerful because he's helpless and yet he wants either food or some pain is there and wants it to be removed. He's helpless and yet he needs something. That's why the baby cries. Thank you. I think, is that what you meant, Prabhu? Yes. You must have been a very powerful baby. How old are you now?
30, Prabhu.
30. That's humility. But yet I not only want, I need. I have to have it. And mothers learn to know the difference between a baby when they're crying and it's not serious, and when they're crying and the mother immediately knows they have to come. Immediately. When it's serious crying. Am I right, mothers? So when we can say, oh yes, I'm supposed to learn how to cry when I'm chanting, and so Krishna, I have to be humble. And Krishna will say, okay, this one isn't serious. But if we actually need deeply to be with Krishna, what else in my life is important? Nothing. I've been chanting for so many years, and Mataji said, and I don't experience Krishna. My chanting is so poor, so superficial. There's no real need on my part. I'm happy just eating, sleeping, etc., etc. But when there's real need, fully, and this is what Prabhu was saying, fully sincere, I want to be with Krishna and nothing else will satisfy me. You can take that baby who's crying in that way and you can pass her from one Mataji to another Mataji to another Mataji, and the baby will still cry until he's in the lap of his mother. She wants mummy and no one else. When a baby is fake crying and mother is a little busy, then the people there, they make some sounds and they're like this, and here's a sweet, here's this, here's that, here's that. And then if the baby just stops, okay. But if the baby needs, I want nothing else but mother, then the mother will come immediately. So when we want to be with Krishna, really want to be with Krishna, not because I'm supposed to want to be with Krishna, not because I want to be with Krishna, nothing else will satisfy me. That's called lolyam tatra loyam api mulam ekalam. That is the price that one has to pay for being with Krishna. It is simple in one sense. I just have to really, completely, fully want to be with Krishna. I've tried the material world. There's nothing in it for me. If I want something of this material world, or even removal of pain, Krishna will say, okay. It's like when the baby's crying and everyone goes, oh, look at this, woo! And the baby stops crying. Okay, that's what you want? Okay. And therefore, Prabhupada said, like a baby crying for mother. And Krishna will be there immediately. Srimati Radharani will be there immediately. Let's chant again. And then when I examine my own consciousness and I see, oh yes, now I learned that I'm supposed to chant in this way, but there's nothing inside, then we'll chant like we know we need help. And unless there's help from Krishna from Srimati Radharani, O Lord, from Mahaprabhu, from Nityananda Prabhu, from Srila Prabhupada, from the Panchatattva, from Guru Maharaj, from Vice. Unless I get help, what hope do I have? Okay. Should we try again? Maybe not a long session again. What do you think? What are you thinking right now, this very second? Hmm? Like a baby crying for mother. Okay, so start again with a sankalpa, then pray, and then when you're ready, begin to chant. What's your name? Yeah, come here. Your brother's determined to distract you right now, but come here. Come up here. What's your name? Keshav. Nice to meet you. Bhurijan. Here, come sit here. But right now, sit with you. You were chanting quite nicely before. If I can notice that you were chanting nicely and sincerely, just imagine how much Krishna notices. You're calling his name. Is there anyone else in this room whose name is Keshav? Okay. Okay, please chant, make your sankalpa. Just 12 minutes. And pray for mercy and then chant Krishna's names. Try your best. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Please try your best. It's such a rare opportunity we have now of nothing else to do except try our best to be with Krishna. If you want to be with Krishna, you can even ask yourself, Do I want to be with Krishna right now? Because he's there in his holy names. Nam nama kari bakuri nivasavasaptis. Try your best. If your mind wanders, don't worry, it's natural. Just bring it back to the simple goal of trying to be with Krishna in his holy name. And if you can hear one Hare Krishna mantra, beginning with Hare, you're very fortunate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Keshav. Try your best. Try your best. Please take advantage of this very rare few minutes that we have together right now. We have nothing to do except be with Krishna in the form of his holy names. Try your best. Okay, Hare Krishna. Now just for a few minutes, form yourself into just discuss how your chanting was today, how you would like to chant tomorrow. Discuss that with the devotees in a group, 4 or 5, like that. You can discuss with them. So begin, because we don't have much time. How would you like your chanting to be going on to the future? How is your chanting today? How could you improve if you want to improve? You have a, Hare Krishna. Do you have rounds left? Do you have rounds? Huh? Okay, Hare Krishna. Because we don't have much time, we just have a left. If there's any questions, there's just one or two or three. This Mataji and then Prabhu and then, yeah, quickly. I'll try to answer very briefly.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare.
Prabhuji, while chanting, say suppose I have read something from Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita and that suddenly comes, I remember that. Then at that time of remembering, I may not be hearing the Mahamantra very well because I'm remembering something from the Bhagavatam. Is it fine?
To remember Krishna is wonderful. But it's ideal if the remembering Krishna causes you to fall out with full attention for Krishna. That's what I understand. Just like if you remember your child or someone who you have affection, or you see their shoe, then you think about them and you call them maybe, and it's not like there's two things, the remembering and the calling, it becomes more one. That's my understanding, but it may be a little theoretical. But if you, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see Mahaprabhu, he's always absorbed in chanting and remembering Krishna. Yeah, absorption. So I don't think I really answered your question. But if you're absorbed in remembering, then, and it's so intense for you that you can only remember Krishna and how wonderful Krishna is, then you continue chanting a little bit later. Perhaps that's just my thought on it. Yes, Prabhu. Aditya Rama. And then one more question after this.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Very amazing experience, Prabhuji, by chanting. I was totally into the holy name. Every syllable, every word, I was feeling it. But I felt that I could chant one round in more than 15 minutes. So if I have to do with this speed every day, then it will be difficult.
What was the last part?
It took 15 minutes or more to complete one round. Quality was just amazing, and I would like to have this level of quality, but...
Oh, I know what you can do. Chant faster. Either that or chant slowly and relish the holy names. But gradually, if your mind actually becomes attracted to Krishna by chanting more quickly, you'll be able to also fully concentrate. It's just getting the mind to understand and to taste the sweetness of the holy names. So sometimes the question is phrased, is it better to chant inattentive quick rounds or attentive slow rounds? So that's a question that I don't want to answer, except that And then when you say, better to chant attentive slow rounds, they say, but I don't have time. So you can't win. So try your best. Try your best. But there's such a difference between chanting attentive rounds and chanting rounds where your mind is just thinking about everything in the universe other than Krishna, who is also in the universe. You understand what I mean? There's such a difference. You should know that. And pray to Krishna to help you.
More question, Prabhuji.
You want 2 for 1? He's UP Wala, of course.
So, Prabhuji, as you said that prayer,
A little louder, please.
we should have prayerful mood. So,
Sorry. Say again.
prayer, mood of prayer, we have to pray. But this mood is quite easy to have in this association of devotees, very elevated souls like yourself.
Not,
But how is it possible to have this mood of prayer when I'm chanting in general days?
perhaps you should keep your mind in the association of devotees always. You can associate with your Guru Maharaj, with other great Vaishnavas, with Srila Prabhupada. Keep them in your mind always. That's just what I'm thinking right now. You can think of SriSriRadhaRasbihari. You can think of being in a room full of these wonderful devotees who chanted so sincerely. But of course, it's not as easy as sitting here with the devotees. What to do? How was your Jappa this morning?
Hare Krishna. It was very wonderful, Prabhuji.
And we hope tomorrow will be also very wonderful, and the day after, and the day after. Hare Krishna. Okay, there was one more question back here. Yes, Prabhu. Because unfortunately there's not enough time to answer many questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for all of these sessions, these 4
Hare
days. Prabhuji, in the audio of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada spoke about offenseless chanting and how actually that can give us everything. It can reveal to us Krishna's name, form, pastimes, everything.
Yes, you heard very nicely.
So it almost seems that this should be our primary focus and goal, which is offenseless chanting.
Yes.
Previously, I've also heard, though I've not found myself reading or hearing Prabhupada directly, that...
Well, I'm losing what you're saying.
Previously also I've heard that Prabhupada, some devotees have quoted, but I've not directly read or heard Prabhupada saying that 90 or 99% of our progress in bhakti depends on chanting.
He said that. I've heard he said that in New Vrindavan many years ago.
So then, if Prabhupada also has emphasized this so emphatically, then what steps we can take care? It almost seems that trying to chant nicely will also help us safeguard from offenses and also practically do something to...
Yes. So what I understood from what you said, which emphasized what Prabhupada said, is we should not commit offenses to the holy names. So what is the offense that is the favorite offense of all of the tending towards of the devotees? Well, there's inattention, but that's not the one I was thinking of.
I also felt the 10th one, to not have complete faith, because we chant so inattentively that it almost seems like that.
I was thinking of criticizing the devotees. That's the difficult thing about living in the association of devotees. Everything else is wonderful, but there's such a tendency, well, this person did this and this person did this, and it just so easily comes out of the mouth. And if you were to notice and it comes easily without any real reason, just casually, just Gramya Kata, just talking. And if you notice, if you do that, maybe I'm not recommending you make a scientific experiment out of criticizing the devotees and see the effect, but you'll feel your heart going like this. So, yeah, if we could just stop criticizing, saying bad things about devotees. Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he wouldn't hear anything bad about devotees, even if it was true. He's such a model of exalted Vaishnava behavior, as all the great devotees are. What do you think about that?
Yes, Prabhuji, I think you nailed it.
Hmm?
I think you nailed it. I think that is the primary reason maybe our chanting is not very good and we do not
Well, it's
get
probably
results.
one of the main reasons my chanting isn't good. But you are all such nice devotees, so you probably don't have that problem. You know that Prabhupada, in the very early days of the movement, he instituted that when all the devotees were living in the temple, basically, but every morning they would offer obeisances to all the devotees, Vansakalpa too. That was the reason. And one of the main reasons I really like to sit together and discuss is because then we hear the realizations of the devotees, and so much respect comes. Appreciation. And we learn from them. And that, so Vansakalpa said, because we do it every day, we tend to, that's another thing that I'm unconscious of when I do it, but maybe it's better to be conscious and pray that if I've committed any offenses, please forgive me. Sometimes devotees will say to me, please forgive me for my offenses. So I used to say, well, anyway, what I usually say now is, what offense did you commit, by the way? Just curiously. Yeah, if we could avoid just casually just speaking bad about devotees, it feels actually very bad coming out of the mouth into the heart, from the heart. So that's a good thing also to pray to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Gauranatai, Radharasbihari, and Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Srila Prabhupada. And then if you have to correct someone, a devotee, if it's your service, then you make sure that you're their well-wisher and have pity for them as you're speaking to them. Hare Krishna. Last question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How casually I find that just criticism just comes out. And that entangles whoever we're talking to. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, I'm doing an offense of asking 2 questions.
But I called on you, didn't I?
Yeah.
What offense did you commit?
I will be asking 2 questions.
Oh, 2 questions. Okay, I'll only answer one. Then just to save you from an offense.
No, I'm okay to accept the accountability of my offense.
Hmm?
I'm okay to accept the accountability of my offense then.
But I can't allow that to happen.
I wanted to know that as it was said that we should reach a point wherein we remember Krishna all the time during the day. Whatever task we are going, we should remember Krishna. So is it in any form or any leela or anything which we remember, or it is only through the mantra which we chant focusedly?
Anyway, Like there's one pastime that I think it's in Srila Prabhupada Lamrita where it was when the Japanese I believe were bombing Calcutta during the Second World War, I believe. And most of the residents of Calcutta had left the city, but Srila Prabhupada didn't. And the bombs started going just when it was time for prasadam, his breakfast. Did you hear this? Ever hear this?
No, not yet.
And Prabhupada said, I don't care. I'm going to take my breakfast. And he, when the bombs were dropping everywhere, he said, this is another form of Krishna, but not a very attractive form. Thank you very much. See, Mataji, I did it.
These are exciting for
No problem. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Hare Prabhu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Minda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Vimana. Oh yeah, we also have some books here. If anyone's interested, I can